Welcome, everyone. Dr. Thor here. Get ready for Christ consciousness. Now, I want to talk about the radionic subtle energy physics of not only making or using manifesting fields to create something, whether that's energetic in nature or physical in nature, but there is the whole other aspect that's really talked about, which is the fact of taking solid energy fields and actually, or even energetic energy fields, and destroying them or ripping them apart and making them into nothing. So, if you can build something and put it together, you certainly can take it apart. Now, there are many, many uses of this. Obviously, we have our typical military type uses, but we also can look at this in a bigger picture. And that is the fact that if you're working with informational energetic fields that create physical matter, then you can obviously create physical matter. So you arrange those through using occultons and psions into a particular physical matter. Now, we've talked about this many times, and of course, this is the new physics. This is the new reality that is out there. All old physics is really passé. I mean, it's something that is no longer valid. It's old, it's worthless, plain and simple. So, it got us to a certain level, but of course, this is what happens with most things. Once you have something that's a little better than the old, you throw out the old, and then you find out that what you have is better, but it's limited. Now, subtle energy physics is not limited, plain and simple. You create everything with it, you destroy everything with it. Now let's talk about, proper uses. And that means the fact of using these things in a particular manner to take toxic materials, waste materials, etc. So eventually we could use a subtle energy radionic physics machine to dispose of trash. You just connect to the physical matter and you just nullify. You put in the opposite energy fields and it then ceases to exist. So you take that energy field and it just disappears because there is no energy field that is cohesive anymore. You've taken that physical energy field and you've just taken it apart. Now, this could be very, very useful when we come down to the fact of toxic materials, radioactive waste. Waste of any type that may be toxic, is that you dissipate it. It is gone. It no longer is there in its physical form, which could be toxic, or there, period. So you could do this with anything and have it disappear. You could do this to make tunnels in mountains. I mean, it's endless of what you can do. Now, everybody, because of the intrinsically evil society that we are, we think of military uses. But just think what you could do if you could eliminate physical matter and energetic matter. Now, nuclear pollution, which is horrific and a super big problem, is being touted again because this is where the money of big business is. So we have all this nuclear waste, and we even have people like Oliver Stone. Did he hit his head as a baby? I don't know what happened to him, but I don't know if he's ever any difference. But now he's out there touting nuclear power, and so is Bill Gates, by the way, who's out there talking about nuclear power and trying to make it safer. You make it safer by not using it. It's called hydrogen. That's too advanced for the high school dropout Bill Gates. I should say the high school graduate. He dropped out of Harvard. He doesn't have a college education, by the way. And all of these people that just really don't get it. They're just thinkers within a tiny box, and they're obviously controlled, which is pretty sad. So you can't believe any of these people when they appear to want to help in some ways, come up with, okay, garbage. And then you go back to them again, you find out, well, they're into all sorts of bad, stupid technologies. And they refuse to move over to other ones. Their hydrogen has been sitting around for over 100 years and nobody cares. Why is that? Because there's no money in it, or at least not the same kind of money. And of course, there's no dangers in it. let's radiate the entire planet. By the way, all the, Chernobyl is leaking like a sieve. Fukushima's never been properly handled. This planet is doomed. So the point is, with all the actual diseases that keep popping up that we want to, don't eat sugar, you're going to be a diabetic. Well, sugar's never been linked to diabetes. The point is but diabetes has been linked to everything from air pollution to toxins, etc. Of course, your kidneys, your liver, and your pancreas are destroyed by everything that's happening out there. So what are we going to do? So the whole idea is that we have these toxic. Now, there was a person who figured out using, I believe, super high temperature lasers that they could actually destroy nuclear waste. Never hear from them again. Just like the antivirals they have out there, which many pharmaceutical companies came up with, that can treat things. Never hear about that again. So all of this is the same old story that goes on and on. But without getting into the tired old, and it's kind of tired old subject, what's new? You have to get to a point that you understand what's going on. And I think repeating it all the time is something I'm going to try and stay away from now. But the whole idea is we have another new technology. And the whole idea is that by using subtle energy physics and connecting to the essence of that matter, the matter that created the toxin, and dissipating it, destroying it, and neutralizing it at the energetic level is the solution to everything. It's gone. There's no problems anymore. So what do we do about all these things that are out there? So it is very interesting when we have these situations happening. So we go time and time again with simple solutions, with proven technologies, but they want to stick technologies on you that are not proven. They tell you it doesn't work, but they're researching. We just need another $50 trillion and another 300 years. This is what you get from these bogus physicists that are totally disconnected and controlled by their own organizations. And people follow them. They think they're experts. An expert is someone who does something. What solutions do you have? What have you studied that has value other than, I believe what's in the book, and the book is incorrect, and the book doesn't work? So the potential of subtle energy physics, or use of radionics at a very high level, working on informational energetic fields, is unbelievable. And these are all the things that we are developing now. Of course, we're always looking on manifesting, changing things, but, that's also a very short-sighted way of seeing things. Well, you don't have to. Sometimes just deconstructing something, eliminating it, solves the problem. You don't necessarily have to make something to solve the problem, even if this becomes in certain areas. So, if you're trying to eliminate certain things, this works better than trying to create something to affect a physical problem. So just eliminate the physical problem that you have, or the energy field, which is a physical field anyway, and just dissipate it. Well, the problem is gone now. So quite fascinating. So I just want to let everybody know the kind of advances that can be made if people start getting away from the physical and start studying the, quote, non-physical, or what I consider it, the energetic. These are things that are there. They are real. The fact that bogus scientists are going to meter. So we'll call it Bill Jones's particle. So the whole idea is this is the kind of nonsense that we get up with all the things that are out there. But the whole idea is when you start thinking in this aspect, when you start thinking on the informational energetic realm that becomes physical, well, you can also take that physical realm, that physicality, and make it non-physical. Just think of the potential there. Until next time.